All right, it's recording.
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right, this is a song that I wrote that is well, this video is I'm going to dedicate it. I'm going to dedicate it to a YouTube guy named Dr. B. Uh, I think his full name is Christopher Brelox, but he is a music theory YouTuber. Looks like he's a college professor, and he just filmed an entire semester of his music theory. And a couple of years ago, I requested that he do an ABBA video, and he did it, which was awesome. And then, I just got so into his tutorials, man. I transcribed, I think, 20 of them. I mean, I was having trouble sleeping, so there was a secondary purpose. I was trying to fall asleep, right? But I just got my notebook out. I got a whole notebook that's just full of all of it. And that stuff was awesome. Here's something I wrote trying to follow his rules. The title is Quail Eggs. And then I went a little silly with it, I think, starting here. Oh, I remember wrong. But there's going to be some drums that I think fade in. Around here. Yeah, there it is. This is just a total beginner songwriter mistake to make it take way too long to get to the good part. Okay, and then it goes off the deep end. And here. That part is cool. I like that part. That's my favorite part. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do in this video is I just want everybody here to go watch some videos from Dr. B. Ugh, stop texting, Kevin. Okay, yeah, so I want everybody to go watch some videos from Dr. B, Dr. B Music Theory, Christopher Brelox, and just watch them. So what he's doing in the videos, though, is he's teaching, I guess it's like a freshman and sophomore college music theory class. And what he's doing is he's trying to show, the most basics of harmony. And that is something that is so granular that basically nobody gets it right. So, you just look at what humans do instinctively, and it gets so much closer to what good music is than the technical music theory way of doing things. But without the technical, so most people will just kind of guess their way through their early songs. Just play something. If it sounds good, do it more. Play something. If it sounds bad, do it less, right? And just doing this very instinctively in a very human way, right? And so this sounds like I'm hating on his method. The thing is that, when you're doing things that way, the traditional way, play it and check, revise, the issue that you're going to run into a lot is that you don't know how to fix problems. You'll do something good, but it's incomplete, and you don't know how to finish it. And I think that in order to actually do that good, you have to get all the way down to granular detail. So some examples of that are like comparisons of two notes that change to two other notes at the same time. Which direction did they change, right? Like, are they both, for the higher note, is it going to the same note? That would be one kind of movement, which is no movement at all. It could also be going to a higher note. It could also be going to a lower note. It could be going up by different distances, right? They could be going up by a step, which is just the next note in the scale. It could be going by a chord tone, which would be skipping notes, right? Like every other note, 1, 3, 5 from a previous video. You could do, 1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 4, 6, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 4, 6, 1. Okay, so that'll be a repeating pattern too. 1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 4, 6. 1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 4, 6. I never noticed that. That's me figuring something out for the first time. So it could be a chord tone like that movement. It could be a step, as I said a second ago, and it could also be a leap. And so a leap will be anything that is bigger than a step, but not a chord tone. So, for example, 2 to 4, we're jumping over two notes. 1 to 4 would be a leap, right? Because we're jumping over note 2 and we're jumping over note 3, right? 1 to 5 would not be a leap. That would be a chord tone because those two are so commonly in a chord together. 1 to 6, that would be a leap. Usually that could maybe be in a minor arpeggio, but then we wouldn't be calling it 1. So, yeah, maybe I'm doing too much of thinking G and E minor are actually the exact same chord, which is not technically true. I don't wanna copyright. I don't wanna copyright. I don't wanna copyright. Don't wanna copyright. Don't wanna copyright. But I don't wanna copyright. Copyright. What is it? What is it? That guy wrote some really good songs. Do you know who that song is by, right?
Cobain.
Yeah.
Cobain?
Yeah, it's Kurt Cobain. Yeah, it's a Kurt Cobain. All right. Where was I at? Man, hold on. I was talking about the music theory. Oh yeah. So this is stuff that you could learn from Dr. B. Is all of that, right? Then he looks at like perfect chord writing, right? So like almost writing by subtraction rather than writing by addition. So like the normal just like I'm in a band, I'm from the suburbs kind of way of writing a song, right? We imagine like friends, you went to middle school and high school together, you'd get together in the garage and you write songs as a band, and that's almost never how it happens because the vast majority of people, when you say write a song, they just go, I don't know. They just, I don't know, right? And I really couldn't accept for a long time that it was like something special that I had song ideas, right? I'm like, that's the most pedestrian, basic thing in the world. But, if you're somebody who can do that, that's actually pretty awesome and pretty rare. I never thought it would be. I never, ever thought that would be the rare thing in the music world. But it really seems like people who just have a vision for songs are the good ones. Maybe that's what I should really be talking about. I'm talking about Dr. B, and Dr. B is great, but maybe that's, I just need to talk about like the concept of a visionary, right? Because that's a compliment that you don't hear tossed around very often, and that's sad by itself, right? Because anything that's nice to do, you want more of, and giving compliments is nice to do, so everybody should give more compliments. But that particular compliment of like calling somebody a visionary, you just don't hear that very much. And I mean, it's different from being talented or being hardworking. It's visionary is saying this person is able to imagine the ending that we want to achieve before they do it. It's somebody who actually has a vision of what the end product should look like, right? And that's just a feat of imagination that not everybody can do. And so, like, who do you hear getting called a visionary? Like, the first person that pops to my head is David Bowie, right? And they say David Bowie is a visionary. He had all these visions for like different things to create, and they were all very distinct, right? He's also a great musician, you know. Then there's like Madonna, very much a visionary, right? Like she went through all these phases. Well, you're just not going to have phases like that of your career and like seasons if you're not a visionary, right? But is she actually a musician? She's not even a musician. She like barely even claims to be. She's like, no, I'm a dancer. This is just what I do. The singing is extra, you know? And she's super open about that. She's not even a musician, but she's an incredible visionary. Thinking, and does anybody come to mind for you? Like who's specifically like a visionary artist?
Yeah, if you're talking like I wasn't thinking David Bowie. I guess
Or just somebody who imagines something like so different, and it's like, how'd you
hmm,
even imagine that? You know,
yeah.
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Yeah, I mean, cuz yeah, the only people I can think of, it's not like they didn't really change anything, cuz
Okay,
there's like the visionary sense of like you execute something that's just pre-fabricated. But I think you're talking about like this creative.
yeah, like yeah, I'm talking about creative, but like I guess on the same subject as the rest, right? Just the word creative, right? Like that doesn't necessarily, that's not the same compliment as calling somebody original. You know, they're actually different compliments. But when somebody says, "Oh, you're creative," it feels like they're usually saying, "Oh, what you're doing is very original," right? But that's not necessarily true. I mean, like
Yeah.
creative, I feel like if we're going by a dictionary definition, creative is kind of like, did you put the parts together? Did you move and create something? You know, but that doesn't necessarily have to be an original thing, right? I would consider
Mm.
it. But this is a dictionary
No,
definition.
I
That's
get
not.
that. I hear what you're saying now. I hear what you're
Yeah,
saying
like
for
that's not
sure.
how people talk, though. I'm actually just arguing with like the existence of slang, right? Which is stupid and pedantic. So yeah, forgive me for that. But yeah, I don't hear the compliment visionary getting used as much, and I also think that we have less people trying to operate in a visionary capacity, and I wonder if the two are related. You know, like you're not really expecting, nobody's really giving that compliment, so you're not expecting that compliment. So then we've got everybody optimizing behavior for things that they are complimented and rewarding for, rather than visionary art, which everybody seems to be just kind of like, we've got enough. You know, like in Monty Python, where he's like, we come for the Holy Grail, and they're like, we've already got one, and it's like, you know, like what's his name? The favorite artist. I'll say my three favorite artists that I found in the last year are Dan Wallace Music, Knower, spelled with a K, Knower, and what was the third one? Church of the Cosmic Skull. Those are my three favorite bands I've found lately, right? And Dan Wallace, for one, I mean, like that is visionary songwriting. It is incredibly bizarre, and it still has cohesion as songs. Like you could still have a tune by him getting stuck in your head, right? Um, like there is a vision of the kind of thing that will come out, and it's, I'd call it like some kind of Baroque pop thing. You know, maybe a little bit of indie. He labels it indie. I hear a lot of like Rolling Stones, She's a Rainbow, and what are their names? Nancy Sinatra and the Hazel something. I forgot the guy's name. Dang, that guy is great though. That's what I hear in Dan Wallace's music. Um, but see, I'd probably call Church of the Cosmic Skull a visionary artist. Also, what they're doing is it is a tight, cohesive vision. It has like these unified colors and compositions and the whole thing together. Every individual part is easy, but it adds up to something that's very, very striking, and I guess know or two in their own way. Well, these are my three favorite artists. These are not representative of like what's really going on. If anything, it's a list of exceptions, right? Probably put Crow Angbin on that list also. but I've known about them for a while. Anyway, all right. So I'm just talking. That's not the big deal. Everybody go to Dr. B Music Theory and watch some very dry music theory, but that which is explained. Forget my wording. Watch some music theory that is boring, however, explained in a very concise and useful way. You will learn it at a granularity which you have never attempted before. Goodbye.